The Last Sanctuary. Prologue. The Living Museum. By Tre'vion Rivers. In a quiet corner of the world, where rivers move slower than clocks and trees have grown taller than memory, there exists a place that time itself seems to respect. Here, creatures walk with the patience of centuries, birds speak in colors the sky once forgot, and every leaf, stone, and ripple tells a story older than most empires. This is the ChronoZoo, a living museum, a sanctuary of memory, a testament to the enduring power of life. It began with one tortoise, not just any tortoise, but one who had already seen nearly a century pass. Her shell was a map of decades, etched with subtle ridges like the lines of a worn city street. She was called Oru, and she carried the slow, deliberate wisdom of ages. Her caretaker, a young man who had always dreamed of witnessing life unfold in its most patient form, had bought her when she was 90. His goal was simple: to walk beside her until she turned 100, to share in the quiet miracle of longevity, and to understand what it meant to outlast generations. But the sanctuary grew. From the tortoise came the idea of a collection not measured in rarity alone, but in time itself, creatures who could teach humans about patience, memory, and legacy, macaws that could live 70 years, koi fish whose lineage spanned centuries, and birds whose songs carried the echoes of forgotten forests. Each animal became a teacher, each habitat a storybook written in living flesh and foliage. Legends whispered of their origins. Some said the world had been built on the back of a turtle, and that those who walked slowly carried the earth's memory. Others spoke of birds that were older than the mountains, foxes that tricked the desert into revealing its secrets, and wolves that remembered every human who had ever walked beside them. In this place, myth and biology intertwined, creating a tapestry where the impossible seemed ordinary. The ChronoZoo was not just a place to observe, it was a place to reflect. Every pond, aviary, and grove was designed to show the passage of time through living creatures. The century circle celebrated those who had survived decades, carrying the weight of history in their shells, feathers, or scales. The myth zone showcased animals whose forms seemed pulled from stories: white peacocks with feathers like fire, albino alligators glowing faintly under the sun, and axolotls that never truly grew up, eternally young. The Rarity Reserve was home to nature's anomalies: melanistic jaguars, polydactyl cats, and creatures whose genetic quirks told tales as strange as fables. Visitors who walked the intellect enclave found themselves challenged by the cleverness of crows, the memory of elephants, and the cunning of foxes. The eternal pond reflected not only the sky, but the concept of centuries flowing into one another, teaching patience through the stillness of water and the slow growth of koi. And in the ancestors' grove, animals carried spiritual and cultural significance: owls of wisdom, wolves of loyalty, and buffalo of strength. Each step through the sanctuary was a lesson, each gaze into an animal's eyes a reminder of the fragile, enduring beauty of life. The caretaker often told stories to children who came to visit. They learned not only the biology of the animals, but their mythologies, the tales of creatures that shaped the earth, that carried secrets older than humans, that taught lessons of patience and resilience. These stories became a bridge between the world they saw and the world that had existed long before their birth. One child might leave imagining they could ride a tortoise across centuries. Another might whisper to a fox the secrets of the wind. And beyond all of this, there was the promise of legacy. For in a world where humans live for a fraction of the time their companions can, The sanctuary became a covenant that memory, wisdom, and wonder could outlive a single lifetime. Here, the animals were not just preserved, they were celebrated. They were guides, teachers, and reminders that some things are meant to last, and some stories are meant to be carried forward through generations. In the quiet moments, when the sun fell like molten gold across a still pond, the caretaker would watch Oru move slowly beneath an ancient tree, and he would smile, knowing that in witnessing her centuries, he had begun to understand the eternal rhythm of life, and that every creature, every leaf, every ripple was part of a story still unfolding,